Hello everybody. In this lecture, I will be discussing with you about analysis of transistor amplifier using H parameters. Till now, in all the last lectures on BJT, we have discussed about in various forms how to analyze the working of transistor amplifier, and now we are familiar with the H parameters, and using the concept of those H parameters that will be applied to understand the operation of transistor amplifier. So let us take the example of this circuit diagram. This is the H parameter equivalent circuit of the transistor amplifier. This portion is the equivalent circuit. You can understand that this input impedance Hi is connected with HRV2, a voltage source. You know that this is represented by this is usually represented by HRV2. This is represented by a current source which is HFI1. This should be like this. It is basically a current source, and this output admittance HO. So this parameter, this boxed portion is representing H parameter equivalent circuit. So here in this circuit we are observing that a voltage source with its internal resistance Vs and Rs is connected with this circuit at the input side, and a load resistance RL is connected at the output side. And in this case, this is the circuit which is an AC equivalent circuit, because and hence no DC or quiescent values appearing in this circuit. So all through it is applied with AC, and this circuit will be used for the analysis of how the circuit will behave once any alternating signal as input source like Vs with an internal resistance will be acted upon on this circuit for its operation, so that we can get an amplified output out of that. So we treat the general case by using all the H parameters with their first subscript. That means we are not specifying any mode of operation for this, and we are just only taking with the first subscripts of the H parameters, and we will try to derive the expressions for current gain AI, voltage gain AV, input resistance Ri, and output resistance RO, and power gain AP. These 5 parameters will be tried to be derived with in terms of all the H parameters. The appropriate expressions for these quantities for a particular mode of operation of the transistor amplifier will then be subsequently obtained by simply adding a second subscript corresponding to that particular mode. But first, our target is to find the generalized expressions for these parameters in terms of all 4 H parameters. And in the analysis, we will be using the effective values of sinusoidally varying voltages and currents. So just complete this circuit now. In this circuit, this is the input port, this side. So this is 1 1 dash, and this is the output port, this is 2 2 dash. At the input port, this is current I1 flowing into it, and this is the output port, current I2 is flowing into it. You know all this. The load resistance, through load resistance the current IL is flowing over here at the output, and at the input, if we look into the terminal from the input port 1 1 dash, this 1 1 dash, we should be observing an input resistance Ri. This will be derived from here for here, and the input voltage will be measured between 1 1 dash is V1, and between 2 2 dash the output voltage looking into this this direction, it will be V2. That is the output voltage for port 2, and the output resistance from here should be measured as RO, that will also be derived here. So let us first start this is all about the whole circuit. Using this circuit, we will be first try to derive the expression for current gain, that is denoted by AI. Current gain or current amplification is defined as, the ratio of output current to the input current. It is output current by input current. So if the load current is IL and is assumed to flow through RL from this top end to the bottom end as given in this figure, in this diagram, through this RL, then we can write AI as the ratio of two currents. Output current is IL obviously, and input current, you can see from here, it is I1. So this is IL by I1. And now if IL is flowing from top to bottom here, that means it is directed opposite to I2, because I2 is flowing into the transistor. So that means this can be written as minus I2 by I1, since I2 is minus IL. Okay, so give this as equation number 1. Put this into equation number 1. Now again, Kirchhoff's current law for the output circuit gives, using KCL, for the output circuit, that means this part is basically I2. If we apply Kirchhoff's current law, why Kirchhoff's current law will be used? Because this I2 will be distributed in the two branches, one with this current source and another with this output admittance. So I2 can be written as sum of the currents in the two branches, that is, one is HO into V2. V2 is voltage across this HO admittance, so the value of the current will be HO into V2 plus HF I1, that is the value of the current source. So these two currents will be added to get the value I2. So this give this equation number as 2, where from here we can also write V2, the voltage across port 2, is nothing but IL into RL, voltage across the load resistance, or that is minus I2 into RL. Now give this as equation number 3. So if we combine the equation 2 and 3, then we can write AI is equal to minus I2 by I1 minus I2 by I1, that is equal to, this is I2, so we need to find AI, minus I2 by I1, so put I2 from here, that is minus HOV2 plus HF I1 divided by we need to put, so this is I1, and now once again put V2 equal to minus I2 RL over here. From equation 3 you can put the value of V2 minus I2 RL here. So this is minus HO, minus at the outside, HO into V2 means minus I2 RL. So this is minus I2 RL plus HF I1 divided by I1. So if we now write like this, minus at the outside HF I1 minus HO I2 RL divided by I1. So this can be written as minus HF plus HO I2 by I1 into RL. So therefore AI is equal to minus HF plus HO. I2 by I1 means what? I2 by I1, it is minus AI, so this is minus AI RL. So, or we can say AI this is HO AI RL equal to minus HF, or take AI common, 1 plus HO RL equal to minus HF. So therefore AI equal to minus outside HF divided by 1 plus HO RL. So this is the expression for current gain in this case. Now when the load resistance RL is less than 0.1 HO, when RL is less than 0.1 divided by HO, then AI can be approximately written as, then AI is approximately minus HF. So if we put this consideration in this expression, we can get that AI will be almost equal to this HF with minus outside. So this is the expression of the current gain. Now let us derive the expression for input resistance denoted by Ri. It is defined as the, what is Ri? It is defined as, the Ri is defined as the ratio of input voltage across the input terminals of the amplifier to the current I1. That means Ri should be written as V1 by I1. Obviously, because it is V by I and input resistance means it is voltage at the input port 1 and current through the input port 1. So it is given as equation number, say, 1. Now from the input circuit, if you apply KVL at this part of the input circuit, what we can write? This V1 equal to, this V1 equal to can be written as HI I1, because I1 is flowing through HI, so we can write HI I1 plus HR V2. HR V2 is the voltage source over there, so using KVL. This is using KVL, and previously it was using KCL. So you need to apply KCL at the output side because of parallelity, and because of series connection you need to apply KVL at the input side or the input circuit. Now so this is another form. So from here, if we divide this equation at both sides by I1, divide by I1, we should be getting V1 by I1 is equal to HI plus HR into V2 by I1. Okay. So this is, this V1 by I1 means it is Ri. So therefore from here we may write Ri is equal to HI plus HR into V2 by I1. Now in this equation, let us put substitute in place of V2, and what we can substitute at the output circuit, you know that V2 is ILRL. So from here the V2 is, we can write the V2 is ILRL, we know. And what is IL? Opposite to I2, so this can be written as minus I2RL. So we can substitute in this equation in place of V2 minus I2 RL. So we may write Ri is equal to Hi plus HR into, in place of V2 just put minus I2 RL divided by I1. So therefore we may write Ri equal to Hi minus HR I2 by I1 into RL. Okay, therefore we may write, since why we could write this, because V2 equal to minus I2 into RL. Write this alongside this equation. So from here this Ri is equal to Hi minus HR. Now we know what is the value of this I2 by I1 with a minus in between. So this take this minus inside, minus I2 by I1 into RL. So therefore Ri is equal to Hi plus HR. What is minus I2 by I1? It is Ai into RL. Now just substitute the expression for Ai. You know what is Ai? Ai is Hi plus HR, within bracket what is Ai? Minus Hf by 1 plus Ho into RL. Into RL. So therefore Ri is nothing but Hi minus HR Hf RL divided by 1 plus Ho RL. So this is the expression for input resistance. So from this expression we can observe that Ri, that is input resistance, is dependent on load resistance RL. Now so remember this boxed equation for solving numerical problems, and the last one, that is the value of Ai or the expression of Ai. Now let us find the next one, which is voltage gain AV. Voltage gain or voltage amplification is defined as the ratio of output voltage. So AV is nothing but ratio of output voltage, that is V2 in this case, and the input voltage V1, that is V2 by V1. So AV, this is as per the definition. Now we know or we can write rather what is V2. It is minus I2 RL. We have seen about this, and this is nothing but, we can write, since we know that Ai equal to minus I2 by I1, so from here we can write minus I2 equal to Ai into I1. So this is Ai I1 RL. This can be written. Therefore AV is written as V2 by V1. Now substitute V2 from this equation into here. So put this Ai I1 RL divided by V1. This much. So we can alternately rearranging, we can write Ai RL into I1 by V1. And what is I1 by V1? We can write this as AIRL. I1 by V1 is nothing but 1 by Ri, that is Ri, where Ri is input resistance, it is 1 by Ri. So we can write this as AIRL by Ri. Okay, now substitute the expression of Ri from here into this. So AV equal to and also you can substitute here the value of AI. So this can be written as what is AI? AI can be written as minus HF by 1 plus HORL into RL divided by HI minus HR HF RL divided by 1 plus HORL. Now let us simplify. If we simplify, minus outside, in this case it is HFRL divided by 1 plus HORL, and in the denominator 1 plus HORL, and this can be written as HI plus HIHORL minus HRHFRL. So this is minus HFRL divided by, if you can take common from the first two terms, or you can leave as it is, HI plus, take RL common from this, HIHO minus HRHF, all H parameters are involved in this, and take RL outside. Now just consider this HIHO and HRHF, this term HIHO minus HRHF, let HIHO minus HRHF be put as delta H. That means a change in some H parameter value, because all the H parameters are involved in this term denominator. So this change, this product minus this product, so it will mean some change in the H parameter value that is denoted, that is being denoted as delta H. Consider this, put this over here, so that the expression of voltage gain could become little bit concised. So this is minus HFRL divided by HI plus delta H RL. So this is the expression for voltage gain. Okay, and you need to remember this expression for solving numerical problems, where you may write where delta H is nothing but HI into HO minus HR into HF. Okay, so let us next derive the output resistance. Now to find the output resistance RO, we need to modify the given equivalent circuit which we had considered at the beginning to derive these expressions a little bit. We need to modify that expressed circuit, and what modifications need to be done? It is required to set the source voltage VG to 0. So put VG, not VS. So put VS to 0 in the last drawn circuit diagram. Just put source voltage Vs to 0 and replace the load resistance RL, replace load RL by a voltage generator. At the output side, replace load RL by a voltage generator of value, say V2, because at the output port we are measuring the voltage as V2. So let that V2 be represented like a voltage source connected at the output terminal. So the reduced circuit will be then simplified in this fashion. This is the input side, and the output side should be look like this. So this was the internal resistance of the source, and the Vs source is shorted, the voltage source which was previously connected. The current entering through this terminal, through this port, input port, is I1. This is Hi, this is HRV2, because the whole is V1, and this is a voltage source. We had this as V1, the total port voltage, and this current source is having value HF I1, and this is output admittance HO. Through the port 2, I2 is entering the transistor, and the another condition is the load resistance has been replaced by a voltage source of value V2. That means as if the output voltage at the port 2 is replaced with a voltage source which is delivering that voltage V2 into the circuit from the output side. So this is the simplified form of the given circuit to find the output resistance RO, simplified circuit. Now what is output resistance? The definition is output resistance RO is the ratio of V2 and I2, that is the ratio of output voltage by output current, where V2 is the source connected at the output end or the output port, and I2 is the current delivered by this source V2. That means this V2 is delivering this current I2. So V2 by I2 is output resistance RO. Now if we want to write the next equation from this given simplified circuit, we may write I2 as HOV2. Why HOV2? Because this V2 voltage is appearing across HO, and the total current through this HO resistance is HOV2. So this I2 is sum of current passing through this HO and this, the value of this current source, HOV2 plus HFI1. Now so this is by KCL. Now if we apply KVL at the input, this is at output side. At input side, if we apply KVL in this loop, or rather in this mesh, we can say it is sum of these two resistances into this current, that is RS plus HI into I1, RS plus HI into I1. The total drop in these two resistances will be equal to the voltage source value, that is HRV2. So RS plus HI into I1 plus HRV2 is equal to 0. So this is another equation. So from here we can calculate I1, which is minus HRV2 divided by RS plus HI. So therefore, if we now put this value from here into this, that means we are putting the value of I1 into the last equation, comprised of, with I1 the expression of I2. So therefore we can write I2 equal to HOV2, because we need to replace this I1, because in the expression we need V2 and I2. So I2 is already there, V2 is there, only we had to remove the I1, and that should be removed from here. So HOV2 plus HF is there, and I1 is minus HRV2 divided by RS plus HI. So this is HOV2 minus HRV2 divided by RS plus HI. Now take V2 common from here, and I2 is already there, so therefore I2 is equal to HO minus HF HR by RS plus HI whole into V2. So from here, what we can write? We can write that V2 by I2, which is RO, is given as V2 by I2 is given as 1 by HO minus HF HR by RS plus HI. So this is the expression for RO. So therefore from here we can write RO equal to, now do the simplification. In the numerator, RS plus HI divided by HORS plus HIHO minus HF HR. Okay, so this is the expression to be remembered for solving numerical problems, and from here you can see the output resistance is a function of source resistance RS but not a function of load resistance RL, and it should not be so, because the load resistance has been replaced by this source voltage V2. So in this case, for finding output resistance, we are observing that it is dependent on source resistance, and while we have calculated the input resistance, it was found to be dependent on load resistance. That means vice versa, from either side the resistances are interrelated. So finally, last we should be calculating the power gain, denoted by AP. This is defined as the ratio of output AC power to the input AC power. So power gain AP is output AC power divided by ratio of the two, input AC power, or we can write this as output AC power means it is V into I, you know, voltage into current. Now output voltage means V2 and output current means load current IL. So V2 IL divided by input, V1 is the input voltage and I1 is the input current, so V1 I1. So we can write this as V2 by V1 into IL means minus I2 by I1, since IL is minus I2 minus I2. So we can say this V2 by V1 is nothing but AV, voltage gain, into minus I2 by I1 is current gain AI. So from here we can say that AP is equal to product of, the power gain is a product of voltage gain and current gain. This is one of basic expressions. And also again, after finding this, there is a relation between AV and AI. The relation was found previously. AV was found to be equal to AI into RL by RI. We had found this previously. So put in place of AV this value. So therefore AP should be equal to AI square into RL by RI. So this is another way of representing the power gain in terms of RL and RI and the current gain. Now if we put the previously found values of AI and RI into this expression, we should be getting power gain in terms of all H parameters that is required. Now AI was, what was the value of AI? AI was minus HF divided by 1 plus HORL, and RI was HI minus HF HR RL divided by 1 plus HO RL. So this was the two expressions. So let us put these two expressions over here to find AP in terms of H parameters. So AP is AI squares, that HF square divided by 1 plus HORL whole square, whole into RL by RI. RI means this one though. So we should be putting this here. So this is HI plus HIHO RL minus HF HR RL, and this denominator will go to be multiplied with the numerator term 1 plus HORL. So this one term will be cancelling out. So this will be the final expression for AP will be, it should be AP is therefore HF square RL divided by 1 plus HORL whole into HI plus HIHORL minus HF HRRL. Alternately, if we could take the common of this RL, then HIHO minus HF HR could be written as delta H. You have seen previously in the expression of RI, in the expression of voltage gain AV. So this is the final expression. This should be remembered by you for solving the numerical problems for calculating the power gain in the case of this transistor amplifiers. So these are the summarized expressions of current gain, voltage gain, input resistance and output resistance. This is the generalized, these are generalized expressions. Now if we need these expressions in common emitter mode, just we need to add the second subscript for this to get the common emitter mode H parameters, which is used by the most manufacturers in most of the cases, and for other modes also, that is for CB and CC modes. You have seen the interrelations between the CB-CC modes and with the CE modes. So those tables should be used. The interrelations should be used to find the expressions for all this for CB mode and CC mode as well. Now let us see how to draw a AC equivalent circuit for a common emitter amplifier. So this is, suppose the circuit, basic circuit of common emitter amplifier. We need to draw the AC equivalent circuit. So let us see how this circuit can be converted into its AC equivalent circuit. You can see the NPN BJT. This is base bias voltage, this is collector bias voltage, this is input current, this is output current, this is the output voltage VC, load resistance RL is connected with the output port, and at the input port a alternating voltage source VS has been applied. So since we are going to draw the AC equivalent circuit, no DC quiescent values of voltages and currents will be shown, only the AC parts will be there. So at the input side there will be a single mesh in the equivalent circuit. So this is my VS, the applied alternating input source, and in the equivalent circuit my first parameter is HI. So this is HIE. Why HIE? Because it is common emitter mode. So the second subscript should be E for emitter. So this HIE is connected to a voltage source having value HRE, and this is normally HR V2. And what is V2 here? The voltage at the port 2, which that is VC. So it is the value of this voltage source should be HRE VC. So now this completes the input side of this circuit, or the input part of this circuit, and the current that is entering into the transistor from the port 1, that is through the input port, is the input current IB. So this is IB. So now we need to draw the output side. First there will be a current source like this, and the value of this current source will be HFE. You know it, HFE into I1. And what is I1? I1 is input current, which is IB. So it is nothing but HFE IB, and the direction is downward, current direction. So this will be in parallel with the output admittance, which is HOE. You know that. And with that HOE, another parallel resistance will be there, that is this load RL. So this RL will be connected with this, and across this RL the output voltage is port 2 voltage, which is nothing but VC here. So show VC like this, it is measured at the output port, right? And now one thing remaining, that is need to show the port 2 current, which is IC. That means IC is flowing from port 2 into the transistor. So this is I2 actually in general circuit, but here it is IC. IC is the port 2 current here, current for the port 2. So this is nothing but the AC equivalent or hybrid equivalent circuit for this particular common emitter amplifier. So this is the way how to draw and denote all the parameters, all the values for any transistor amplifier in whatever mode, in AC equivalent or hybrid equivalent form.